That's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all of our shit works. We got shit that works. Working shit.
Your shit works?
I just got tagged.
I just got
got
tagged too. Wow.
Tagged. I'm gonna share
Like a
this shit.
motherfucking gangsta.
What? Share the shit, share the shit. Sharing the shit, sharing the shit. Share the shit.
Share the Care Bear. Hey.
Hey. Sharing is caring.
Caring is fun. On Ratt Talk. Beow, 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 beow. I shared it. Okay.
All right.
It's on Ratt Talk. We're good.
Mhm.
It's on the page. We got this.
All right.
We're
gonna
doing it.
Start.
Do it.
Let me go full live in 5, 4, 3.
Fucking nerd.
Ratt Talk, motherfucker, get down with it, eat it, he shitting all over one that fake bitches, man, the kind of smoking dank, kicking ass on the side, bringing that flavor, she elevating the vibe, boom, bitty, bye, who's getting high, everybody is bitch, watch our time flies with that real talk with a steel cog, taste it, cheers with a twist and your chin on your faces, podcast basics, aced it, going ape shit, up the ante when they blaze and I take it in. From the gays to the scum to the friends. Every Wednesday when the day ends, all enemies wish they had this energy. This is Ratt Talk, catch an ice bag injury. Y'all moving like a motherfucking centipede. We accelerate just to devastate the industry. Horse got the boss weight, this could be the enemy. Turn that fucking mic on, I guess we'll have to see. Ratt Talk.
Oh, yeah, motherfuckers. You know what that song means. It's another fucking episode of Ratt Talk. And this time we have another guest with us, the great Garrett Lee of Humpcast.
Hi.
I know.
Hi.
Hey, wait. I'm always slow at doing this.
Where are the
There you
children?
go. We got the kids. Wait, you have this one, right? You guys have this one?
No. I mean, I redid the soundboard completely.
Oh, okay.
But hi, kids.
But yes,
Do you
Garrett
like
is with
violence?
us.
No.
Hi, kids.
Yeah, look, they're coming around again. Oh, look, there they go. But welcome to the show, everybody. And Amanda Cano is also here with me.
Hi.
Boo. Where's that one?
No, it's
doing that one.
Ah, geez, thanks.
it's where is it?
Which
Where
one are you
is
looking
it?
for?
Where is it?
Do the boo.
That one right there.
No,
This
Which one?
no, that's not it. That's not it.
What?
I'm just gonna hit things.
FamCast Media.
Oh yeah, that's what we're brought to you by.
Yeah, that's
No.
And Amanda.
Oh, there it is. Yes, that's what I was looking for.
Hey.
It was actually deemed that that's her noise by our good friends Chris and Angel.
And Amanda.
Aw.
And Amanda.
But welcome to the what's up, Garrett? How's it going?
Good.
If everybody doesn't know this, Garrett is actually the Big Brother podcast. You are the
I am the big brother.
you are you pretty much
He's Big Brother. Watch your
yeah,
voice.
the big yeah.
I actually have cameras all throughout your apartment, and you don't know about them. Hashtag Big Brother.
Oh
jeez.
man, we walk around in here naked all the time.
I know it's fucking gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Yeah, you
Take
should
the
see,
cameras out.
you should see what you're sitting on. It's like lucky there's no black lights in here.
I know. I'm gonna have to burn these pants now, bro.
But
I'm gonna take over. Just like every episode, we start off with an alcoholic beverage of some sort.
yeah, of course, because that's what Humpcast does, isn't it?
This is very true. I hijacked the podcast, and now it's mine.
And
I'm kidding.
now we're flipping to this is Humper. I mean, what?
Humper what? Hump rat?
Hump rat.
Hump rat?
Mm-hmm.
Rat cast.
Rat cast.
That's not bad.
That's not
Ratcast.
that. Yeah, rat cast.
Hump a rat.
Mhm.
Hump.
Humping rat.
One day
Rat
she will
humper?
hump.
Yeah, we'll hump this tree.
Hump this.
Hump
But
this
yes,
back.
what's up, guys? I brought beers actually.
I know. So what
I
are
have-
we drinking? If you want to actually fucking.
Well, what are
hijack
you
the
drinking?
show, what are
I'm
you
drinking my good old. I got my Coors Banquets right here. I'll start with the boring
Ooh,
shit.
This nice.
Mhm.
Okay. I am a fan of Belgians. Belgians are one of,
Oh yeah.
if not my favorite type of beer. And this is widely known as one of the most popular Belgian-style beers. It is the Delirium Tremens. I believe in your language is Delirium Tremens.
That's
It's very, very light, but you get
now. How
malt
often
flavor.
do you
You're
think that
turning
you
French.
practice? Yeah.
Omelette du fromage.
You started off good. You ended up kind of French.
I don't know.
This isn't my first beer that I've had tonight. This is not my.
I'm so sorry.
This is not my first beer that I have had tonight.
That actually works really well. I like that.
The first beer I had was over your mother's corpse.
Oh,
Ooh.
jeez.
But I want to get into actually. I wanted
I'm
to talk to
drinking
you
wine
about
in case anybody was
Humpcast.
wondering.
Nobody asked you.
Yeah, this is the man. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm a man. Duh.
Do you know what sucks?
Hilarious.
Because I've seen every episode of Friends. I've been a huge fan of Friends since.
Oh,
they
I'm
aired.
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
Since watching that episode, I can't have a friend named Amanda nor meet anyone named Amanda without in my head thinking a man. Duh. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah,
So
Well, I'm also sorry for that too. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you have to know Amanda now.
I'm sorry I have to know Amanda too, man.
Okay. First off, I'd like to say how far into the show we are. We are probably, no more than 5 minutes into the show, and y'all have been doing nothing but ripping on me.
We've literally been ripping on you for like the last 30 seconds. Garrett has been riffing on his fucking German to French accent over here.
I was European.
Getting in touch with his European side.
It was a vague European accent. It was just kind of like a hodgepodge of French, German, Polish thrown in there.
Omelette du fromage. Omelette du fromage. You're welcome.
I love that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, dude.
But no, yeah. So you got your Coors, you got the Delirium, got a wine,
Mhm.
and I brought some extra beers just in case we run out. I was alerted to the bring beers if I felt like I wanted a lot more beer.
Yeah. If you feel like you want more beer.
Yeah, and of course
Usually beer makes
I
it a
brought-
lot better.
I brought them to share. As
Oh,
I
thank you.
didn't bring a
What
bunch
do we-
of deliriums because I was like,
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not fucking good enough then for your
No,
delirium.
no. come on my show. Maybe you can have some delirium.
Hey, speaking of which, I was on your show 3 times now.
You
It's
were.
been 3 times,
Actually,
and I'm
dude,
sorry.
And then I just noticed right now you're not wearing sunglasses this
Again
episode on
yeah.
your show.
I know. Yeah, it's
It's
the
his-
glasses
What?
thing. It's the glasses. I have
It's like
to,
when Kane took off
I have
his
to
mask
read-
in fucking WWF. It's not the same.
my lenses are just transparent now. You
Kane-
can see my eyes. That's I mean.
Kane is his mask. His mask is Kane.
Jeez. Next, you're going to need prescription sunglasses. That's the next step.
I mean, I don't really need them. I just like to have them because it's
it's a sun-
it's easier for
Oh.
me to read the
I was like,
comments
sunglasses?
and everything.
No, because it's night. You don't need this. You don't need it.
But now we know how stoned he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
That's the whole reason why I don't like showing my eyes.
Okay.
And then it doesn't help too because I'm always looking down at the screen, so it literally looks like I'm falling asleep half
Do
the time.
you guys follow the chat every time? Because I've been in the chat room before, and I'm like, witness me, fucking look at me.
It
And,
it depends how deep in the conversation we are. If we're on a good one and we're ranting pretty good, then yeah, we kind of ignore the comment section for a while.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay.
I feel like when I've watched and when I've kind of chimed in on the live feed, when I've watched Humpcast, you do a pretty good job. But you kind of you look at a comment, you kind of skip it. Like if it's relevant, if you guys are still talking about it, or if somebody kind of answered a question, you kind of keep it what's relevant. Because if people in the comments just kind of start arguing amongst each other about stuff
Yeah,
or saying, hey, like, going to hang out later, they have their own fucking sidebar.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. We are a forum for the people. We want to make sure that you have a voice and it is heard.
And a lot of how this show is structured. Sorry, I stepped on your fucking cable. Did I fuck you up?
No, you're good.
No. Okay. So
Fucked you up, fam.
a lot of how this show is run is pretty much mirrored from Humpcast. You know, like I
But
feel
different.
yeah, obviously because it's a different show. But I like you guys
One
do
when-
the
one-
you do the
one-
whole Facebook thing. So what I
Call it a
mean,
Black Mirror.
do you try to actually read all the comments when as much as you can?
Kind of
or-
what you just said. I mean, I really, if the conversation's really good, I kind of stay in the conversation. However, I really like to have at least 3 people on every episode. That way, if I do want to dive into the comments section or whatever, 2 other people are having a conversation as well. At least 2 other people. And so ideally, it's a 3 to 4 person show every episode, and I try and get that. I mean, obviously things happen. There's been a lot of stuff where it's like people can't make it day of and whatever, and it just ends up being me and one other person, usually Ryan, who was an original cast member.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, Humpcast has been. How long has it been now? It's been about 4 years, 3 years.
Almost 5 now.
Yeah, I want to say closer to 5 now. We're
We're
almost
coming- yeah,
we're
we're
coming
up.
around our 300th episode, with just about every week doing an episode. Sometimes we did
episode.
bonus episodes too.
Mhm.
But so like
Yeah, you guys were doing like
300
brewery shit. on the weekends.
300 divided by 12, you get the years, I guess, right? That's math. No.
There's
Yeah.
52
No,
weeks
that's
in a year.
months.
No, 'cause
52.
yeah.
300 divided by 52. That's math.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do the math, so you guys can do it. Go for it. But yeah,
Okay.
close.
Yeah, it's 5.
Yep.
Yeah, 5.7.
Yeah, checks out, guys.
Yeah. I mean, because I remember
Wow, so it's been longer than 5 years then.
I remember
Well,
it being
okay,
a thing
but
when we
you
first started
said-
dating. I remember it just kind of starting to be a thing when we first started dating.
No, I think it's been.
And now
around-
it's a
it had been
worldwide
around
phenomenon.
for a while.
Huh? I remember it. I remember it. You guys,
Being
them doing
fairly
it.
young.
Yes, I remember being fairly young when we first started dating. So
I was there for the birth.
Mm.
I remember I witnessed the very
He
first.
he ate the placenta.
Yeah.
ate
I was
the
there to cut
Humpcast.
the umbilical cord.
This is the placenta.
The show is the
He ate it, and
we
then
made it, yeah,
and he gave birth to
and
it.
and came up with one on my own.
There you go.
Hmm I think that's how podcasting works. You
Kinda.
show up to the ones of the
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it was literally. I think the way that we came up with the idea was that it was at the time Ryan, myself, Jason, Leos. I don't think Ricky was. Well, Ricky wasn't starting out because he never wanted to be in any sort of limelight. But
he was there. He was there at the first one
the
too.
party, I think.
Yeah.
But he's always been a guest, and even I remember he was kind of shy about it, and he didn't want his name out there. So he's like Ricky Celadano, like we gave him a fucking fake name.
Give him a fake name.
Yeah, we gave him a fake name. And then we just kept going with it. Eventually, he started becoming part of it, and then we just evolved and changed from that and went on.
Garrett Lee, Ryan D, Ricky C.
Yeah, the rhyme scheme kind of helps.
Yeah, and it was funny too because it even worked with with the first original cast member, like because his first half of his last name was
Lee.
Yeah.
Lee.
You can definitely go back into the archives and check out some of the earlier stuff. Pretty
stuff,
interesting.
yeah.
I would definitely say the sound quality is a little bit better, but that was because we're in a professional studio. But the riffing and the dead like the riffing now is much better than it was back then. There was dead air, of course, as anyone's starting out young in any sort of podcast, and now it's just like I love it because it's so natural, it's so organic, everything, and that's always been what we wanted to do. Because in the beginning, it was just us having conversations about stuff that we already talked about.
Yeah,
and then I don't even remember who said it, but someone at the party was like, "You guys should like record yourselves." I think it was a girl. I'm assuming it's a girl. With that. You guys should like record yourselves and like maybe you should make a podcast or something. And then so I was like, you know what? You're right.
So you guys started a podcast to impress this girl, and it just became such an elaborate scheme. You forgot that.
I don't think it was to
I
impress
don't think
the
it
girl.
was. Yeah, I don't think
I
that
feel
was
like
the
we could have
case.
done so many better things that would be impressive.
But you started a podcast, like
You
all
guys
fucking.
should do a podcast. Like, how about I fucking do a backflip and spit fire out my ass? How about that?
Exactly.
Nah,
On the podcast.
On the podcast.
And then it was my brother who actually came up with the name too, because he was at the same party, and we were like, okay, we tried to figure out like our schedules, what we're going to talk
Wait,
about.
so this
blah, blah,
literally
blah, blah.
manifested at a specific party?
It was like one party to my recollection, and
Really?
it was at your old house.
I can see
which
that.
was across the street from my old house.
Yeah.
And so we were just talking. We were all there, and then we were like talking about our schedules and shit like that. And we're like, okay, we can do Tuesday nights and air it on Wednesdays. And like, okay, so it like Wednesday's Hump Day, and then my brother's like, you can call it Humpcast. I'm like, there you go. I'll do that. And then, boom, you get a fucking prize. You give that man a sticker. Someone buy him
You
a
fucking
cookie.
did it. You named the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But what we didn't realize later on down the road, I mean, there's a bunch of other things with that will have like the name basically, and so specifically on Facebook, especially when we go live, there's another Humpcast, but it's like super duper inactive for years. And
Really? There's another Humpcast?
only has 20 likes, but it sucks because every time we type out at Humpcast, it does come up first.
Really?
No matter what. Even though we
Really?
have like hundreds
Of
of
followers
yeah,
and likes
close
and
to
everything.
1,000, but it doesn't matter. I think it's because they actually had a
They
thing
had it
first.
first.
They had it first.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I wonder because I feel like if I type in Humpcast,
We should petition to get rid of them though.
I think you could.
I
Can't
mean,
you?
that's
Erase
the first
them
thing that comes up
from the internet.
as far as when I type
I mean,
it in.
even as far as Google
when you,
too.
when you
yeah.
tag it, it's different though.
Oh, I
At
see.
least for us.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, because every time I've tagged y'all, and
So when was the last time you went back and listened to those old episodes? Have you ever actually listened to any episode?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I've definitely listened to episodes. Going back to listen to the first episodes, I haven't done that. I have done it this year for sure. There's always like little nostalgia holes that you kind of fall down into, and like sometimes it's a picture, and you're like, oh, I remember that time, or oh, I was looking for a specific guest or a specific thing that someone said, and so I would go back there, and it'd be interesting, and it's always fun to see like where you started out in a certain thing and how you've grown from that. And so I would go back from time to time. Definitely would not binge since each episode's at least around 2 hours.
Yeah, that's also another thing
It
too.
is
You guys
not
went
a
on.
binging thing.
Yeah, you went on for a while. Like those shows were lengthy.
I remember in the beginning when we didn't structure it, like if we didn't check ourselves, they would go close to 4 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the conversations themselves
Ye-
are so
oh,
organic.
okay.
Plus,
Mhm.
we really tried to prep, and we did it so that we had like everyone brought in like fucking 3 or 4 stories,
Yeah.
and each story lasted like a fucking 45 minutes almost.
Mm-hmm. You guys carried on conversations about it.
Yeah,
like-
so we started them to just have, okay, let's make sure we have a conversation piece to talk about. Not thinking about the fact that we could talk about nothing for hours if we
Yeah.
felt like it. Like just sitting there and you just say, okay, fucking curtain. Let's talk about curtains. Like, I remember my fucking
they match
curtain
the
one
drapes?
time. I was like, I remember when I was a kid, I fucking like jacked off once. I got it all over the curtain, and I tried to hide it. And like, you just go off on tangents, and you could talk for hours at length of just like one word. And so we found out that was kind of our strong suit. And whatever.
is that a true story too? By the
No,
way?
I made
Okay.
that up. I made that up entirely.
Because I was be like, we're coming back to that later. Then,
If you actually want a story, I do believe at one point I stayed in a really nice hotel room and I jerked off on everything I could.
you believe you did? So you're not sure that you did,
I mean,
but you believe you did.
I under review, I did.
Okay, you did, but you weren't
Under review, I stayed in a really nice hotel room and
and jerked off on everything.
jizzed on a lot of things.
Was that like a revenge scheme or something?
No,
or
it was
you
like
just-
I'm in a
Because you
really
could?
nice place and I can just jerk off and I could see all of it was in Vegas too. I was like, I could see all of Vegas down here and I'm just gonna fucking bleh, bleh, bleh. And I was by myself. That sucked.
What do you mean? That sounds pretty awesome. What are
I mean,
you talking about?
it sucked that I was by myself, so I just jerked off on everything.
I mean, what else are you gonna do if you're in a hotel room by yourself?
There's a lot more really bad things I could have done, but I think that was a pretty all right one. But
I think you did.
gross.
I think you did pretty good.
thank you,
yeah.
thank you.
That's impressive, sir. God damn.
I checked. I fucking did a checklist on everything.
I think it's on every
Jizz,
male's agenda to be
jizz.
like, hey, I just want to jizz in a really nice, comfortable spot. You know, like the Grand Canyon, Yosemite Valley, those kind of places. You know.
I have a dream, and it is that one day I am able to jizz on everything. I can jizz on your television. I can jizz on your lamp, your curtains.
Please don't.
Jizz on your fan, which would probably put jizz on other things. It is just something that I aspire to do.
So you're definitely house sitting for us next time.
Absolutely.
Not allowed in this house without supervision. What are
You
you
would
talking about?
have the most spotless house because it instead of spots, you would just have jizz on everything, and it would be a clear coat, except not clear. It would be like white-ish.
It'd be like a fresh coat of paint,
Exactly, but on
just-
everything.
Yeah, and a little more drippy.
Yes, with a very distinct smell.
So you were saying that you would come in with stories already,
Come in, yes.
and and the one thing about Humpcast is that you all had your own specific niche of news you would basically follow, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, we were all pretty versed in pop culture, but like I would just focus mainly on entertainment stuff. Ryan would focus on weird shit. Ricky would do tech stuff, and Jason just did his own. Well, he was in charge of sound at the time, so he didn't really have to bring in stories or whatever, because he took care of this shit that I really don't like to do. But I mean, he went to school for it. He was a sound engineer. He is a sound engineer.
Yeah.
So
he's probably paying attention to this a lot more than we are, definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the other week I came back and like I used the mixer for something else. And Ryan knows just as much, if not more, than I do about it. So I just put the mixer down, and I was like, all right, so I set everything up, but I didn't test the levels. Also, I touched every button. So good luck. I'm going to go take a shower.
Yeah. Yep. I was there for that episode.
Yeah,
that was for the setup.
But that was the whole thing. Was like, I don't really know what I did. So hopefully it sounds good now. Which, to his fucking a testament to his whatever he did.
To his
it sounded
ability,
great. It sounded fine. In my opinion, it actually might have sounded better than it did before I took it and fucked with it.
So maybe you did something better.
That's also
And
a
then,
possibility.
yeah,
Maybe
then
he didn't do anything.
Yeah, maybe he
Nah.
didn't do anything. He just made sure it wasn't too loud.
I just did this to everything, and then it just made it betterer.
It's like you do.
Or in the words of Ryan, gooder.
It's gooder.
Way
It is
gooder.
gooder. It is way gooder.
It's way gooder now.
Yes, exactly. And so, but yeah, so we all brought in our own stuff, and it's just stuff that we're more passionate about, and I think that's what people like to hear is things that someone's passionate about. I'm not going to go on a podcast about like politics, for instance, which is what we actually have sort of made a thing where we try to stay away from politics as much as possible. I think it's because what I've always wanted the show to be is something that you don't have to worry about all the other shit that's going on in the world right now, which plenty of things out there.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you don't forget about. Anytime you log on to any social media platform, there is undoubtedly going to be something political or to remind you of how shitty things could be.
Yeah. You wanted something
another
lighthearted.
genocide going on.
Yeah,
more
exactly.
people getting thrown in
Some
internment
asshole did
camps
something
and-
horrible to animals and blah, blah, blah. Like, I
suicide bombers.
there's
and
so much of that in the world.
people shooting up Walmarts.
Yeah, exactly. So much of that in the world and on the internet, which is in front of everyone's face because of how easy it is, that we never wanted to be that. We wanted to be the entertainment. You ideally would be able to grab a drink with us and then listen and laugh. And some of the most fulfilling parts of that was when people would message me saying I was at work and I had my earbuds in and I started busting up and everyone fucking looked at me because of your show.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Even like the last episode, someone was like, I fell down. I fell down because I was laughing. I think I was telling, what was I saying? Something about like, I think we did like an hour on poop.
Nice.
But like poop stories.
Sorry, I ducked out before that one.
Yeah,
before
so
those
I think
started coming
I
out.
told a story about how when I was a kid, I kept like, it came with a lesson too. I was like, people, listen to kids. If they say they have to go to the bathroom, let them go to the fucking bathroom. I was in.
Never mind. I did hear the story.
I
That's
was
and I
swimming
checked out
lessons.
after that.
Oh,
yeah, I
shit.
checked out after. I was like, all
I
right,
didn't
that was
hear
a good
this.
one. That's a good note.
Yeah,
that's
so
a good
so
note.
when I was a kid, way younger than 10 for sure. I don't know my exact age, but definitely in the single digits.
What's my age again?
Definitely not 23 or anything like that. I was in the community swimming pool, which is a huge like Olympic-sized swimming pool, doing swimming lessons, and I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom, and they're like, nope, you can't. You have to hold it. I'm like, but I have to go to the bathroom, and then they're like, nope, and so I'm like, okay, and I pooped. And it floated, and everyone saw it. Kids were screaming, jumping out of the fucking pool.
Dude,
they had to shut down the
seriously-
entire community pool for like a week.
Yeah,
Because not only did they have to
they have to
Clean
drain
it.
it. Yeah, they have
Drain
to
it.
drain it, scrub it.
and then fill it back up, make sure the pH levels and all the fucking sanitation levels are good.
Mhm.
And
And if
then-
it's not, they got to do it all over again.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So listen to your kids or listen to
Yeah,
any
what
kid
the fuck? You're like,
that
oh, hold
says,
it.
I need to go to the bathroom. But like, okay, someone get this fucking kid to a bathroom because think of the
Yeah.
alternative.
Especially with the swimming pool.
Dude, or you tell them to go in the corner. Like that's probably the coolest thing. Like, hey, no, just go right there, man. You're good.
oh my
Just
god.
poop right there.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, just don't poop in the pool. You'll ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, that's the one place where they're like, okay, a kid. Because
And-
oftentimes most kids, they would just pee in the pool. And, kids pee in the pool all the fucking time.
True. And I never had the intention to. I know I was old enough to be like, I'm not just gonna do this to do this, but if you're not gonna let me go to the bathroom, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah. I have to poop.
I have to poop. You either let me get out and poop, or I will
Oh my
poop in your
God.
fucking job.
Like they were thinking like, no, you got to hold it, and you're like, I'm not holding
No,
it.
I know.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the, I don't know, 6-year-old that he has to hold his shit.
Yeah, no.
I got poop. I gotta go poo.
Yeah,
Is that how you
especially
said
in a
it?
No,
fucking-
I don't think so.
Oh, that would have been cute.
I have to poop.
I don't think I can't recall myself ever talking like that. And that's, I mean, I'm sure I did. It's never been a thing where I remember speaking like that. I don't know why. That's
You've
so
always
good.
just sounded like, hey
I
guys.
came out of the womb like, hello, mother. Hello, father. I am also.
Isn't it a very sophisticated morning?
What a lovely day of birth you have given to me. I have entered the world.
Like
Blessed
Stewie.
be!
Like, I know, probably like you're like,
Stewie.
like Stewie.
Yeah.
The British accent.
Yeah.
Okay, what were we talking about right now? We're talking about your segments and everything.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Definitely.
Poop story.
Definitely poop and
And
everything.
had,
But
you had somebody laughing at
the
work.
reason, I mean, a lot of the reason why I feel like the show is so successful, which I mean, if you think about it, you guys are you've been doing this for 5+ years now, going on 5+ years, I should say.
Yeah.
So there's obviously something there, and I think really what that is that you guys are friends that have hung out with each other for so long that you literally can talk about anything for hours.
Yeah.
Like hours on end. Like even after the show is over, you guys are still talking, and it could be about whatever it was you were just discussing, or something, something else that just pops up in your mind, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I actually think the hardest part of putting on the show is getting people to not fucking talk until we do the show.
Mm-hmm.
So like, even if I have everything set up and ready to go, there's a good 5 minutes where everyone comes in, especially if we have a guest, and they all want to talk, they want to do stuff.
Like, save it.
But no, I'm like, ideally, everything you fucking say from the second you walk in past hello, nice to meet you, or whatever, is recorded. Because I think one of the things that I think we do have as a gift that we have ourselves, being myself, Ryan, Ricky, and everyone that's been on the show so far, is just like, you can talk to people. We are naturally interested in other people, that we want to be able to talk with you, no matter what, whether you guys want to talk or have that skill or whatnot. Because I know we've had a few guests where they kind of just didn't know what to say, and that's fine. It's just talk about yourself. Let me know.
Yeah.
But
like what? Yeah, whenever we've had guests on, there a lot of people are like, "Wait, what are we gonna talk about?" I'm nervous. It's like, we're just gonna talk to you about stuff that you do.
I mean, that's the thing though with this show, is that we don't really have like a structure. Like
no, we do.
you guys.
Well, we do kind of have a formula.
Well, I mean, now we do. Now, like, now we've had enough practice and have gotten better to the point that we can finally say, like, show up, do our thing, and then eventually the conversation is going to progress into what we normally do.
Yeah, we have a loose outline.
Yeah, for like that first half though, I kind of want to keep it. Well, we have been keeping it to where it's like a half interview, and then half our show type thing.
But like the guests that we tell them, like, you don't have to prepare for anything. We're not gonna quiz you. It's not like we're
where are the show notes? Where are my show notes?
I have show notes.
Oh, do you?
I actually have started doing show notes again.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, just mostly for his sports stuff, because it's a lot of numbers.
Oh, do you guys talk about sports?
Yes,
For
I
a
do a
brief
sports
second.
thing now. Yeah.
And I just kind of around.
That is another show that I don't think I don't know how well I'd be able to do. If you put me on a sports podcast.
On a sports net, yeah.
Yeah, I remember what sports. Let's talk about baseball.
Badminton. Oh.
Yeah. You want to talk about baseball? I remember Ken Griffey Jr. was a person.
Yep.
Someone-
Jackie Robinson was very well known.
Someone's named Trout or Kershaw. I remember that just because I have a knife called a Kershaw. Who did I say? Ken Griffey Jr. Is that a person?
Yeah. You
That's my extent
Ken
of baseball.
Griffey Jr. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
No, I mean,
I mean,
okay.
we don't necessarily do that.
I
Anymore.
know.
Well,
I-
like,
I-
in that depth, I should say.
I joke, but like I don't pay attention to professional sports. I enjoy playing them, so I guess the way that I will always find a way to relate no matter what.
Oh yeah.
So even though I've never paid attention to any sort of pro sport, I could say like I played a season of baseball and I hated it. and I also like playing with my friends when it's not competitive.
Yeah. When you're
So,
hanging out and having fun.
Yeah, like hanging out, fucking drinking some beers, and then like playing
Oh,
baseball.
look at you,
is
just
lot
a
more
regular
fun.
old cool guy.
Is that cool? I don't-
Yeah, well, I mean, because I grew up athletic. I was a sports guy, growing up. I played baseball my entire life, all the way up until high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I got into high school, it was football, wrestling, and golf. I actually golfed too for a little bit.
Nice.
But yeah, like I like the people that you meet, that they're always competitive. And then even when you play, like I couldn't play with those same people outside of recreation, like outside of the league or high school, because they were so fucking competitive.
Okay.
And that's that's why I didn't really. They weren't really my friends, like a lot of the guys that I did do sports with, I still talk to and say what's up. I'm still friends with them, but that's because they're the good people that are cool to hang out with outside of outside of the sporting, the competitiveness. We can hang out and be cool but most of the everybody else that I was with, it was like, yeah, I can't fucking stand you, bro. I'm gonna go hang out here with the stoners and smoke weed right before my science class. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna hang out with those people.
Well, yeah. I as a kid, it's a lot harder because you think because you like one thing, you're like, oh, okay, I belong in this crowd or something like that. You know what I mean? And I remember growing up, I didn't know where to go because I've always loved learning and trying new things. So I didn't know what crowd I quote unquote belonged with. So I was definitely one of those, not to bring it back to poop jokes, but one of those floaters where I would go in. I played soccer. I loved playing soccer. Again, going back to it, can't name a single soccer player besides Rolando.
Yeah, you got me on that one, dude.
Yeah. Whoever that guy is that everyone thinks is hot,
Yeah.
that's the only name that I kind of know. And David Beckham, who may or may, I don't think, does he play soccer anymore? Is
I
that
don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
Or for
I'm
our
pretty sure you're just-
international viewers,
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
But no,
Regular
I
football.
played that for years, and it was smart on my parents' side because I was always a hyperactive kid, and so they needed to find an outlet
For you
for
to burn off your energy. Just
like,
let them run around
This
real
kid's
quick.
fucking nuts. Put him in sports.
They would pick me up, and I would just be like, and they're like, fucking. They just pointed me at a
At a
sport,
direction, just
at a sport, like go to that one. Which is why, like, I've dabbled in other sports, but I found that I really enjoyed playing soccer, especially. I didn't have the healthiest eating habits growing up, so I was considered like one of the really fat kids, and I was a fat kid with a lot of energy, which is really interesting. I think to most people because they underestimated me a lot. I remember when I first started in soccer, because of course my size, I guess, I started out really not that good, but throughout the season I would get better because that was the competitive side of me. And so I remember it pissed me off so fucking much that at a certain point the coach yelled at one of the other players on our team. It was during practice.
Yeah.
Because I was beating him in a race. He's like, "You're letting the fat one beat you," and it pissed me off
God.
to all. I remember hearing that as a kid. It like hurts your fucking ego.
Yeah.
It's everything that a grown up is. That's what they're saying about you.
Like they expect you to lose.
Yeah, exactly. And so I fucking ran my ass off, and
That's so fucked
and
up.
so
you let the fat kid beat you.
and so that was the thing. I always had something to prove. I never knew if it was for me or for someone else, but always had something where I was like, I know that I can be better, so I was always trying to be better. It never always stuck because it would always every season I would fall off again, but then it would come back, and again I would just like start bad and then get better.
Good. Yeah,
Get good.
Get better.
And
Get good.
I was never like the most skilled, but I was always gonna try my hardest. I would always run as fast as I possibly could, which eventually, I saw that I was getting better than a lot of the other kids. As far as like technical skill, though, it wasn't that great. But either way, it was just fun. I enjoyed doing.
Yeah, I mean,
soccer
just
and
going back to
soccer.
the whole, fun thing. You were there just to have a good time with, these people, and it really does seem like that's pretty much what's going on when you're doing the podcast, when you're doing Humpcast and everything.
Yeah,
But I mean, aside, go ahead.
No, I was like, that's always just been a belief of mine in everything. Like, I have my passions. I have things that I like to do, but they're not my passion. But no matter what, I always want to try and do as well as I can. You know, I'm not gonna say yes, I'll do something and half-ass it.
Yeah.
Like even baseball, I tried my best, and I was like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah. This is fucking boring.
No, dude, this is my thing. Okay, so like,
Yeah. What's
I
up?
could
What's
hit
your
the
beef
ball.
with baseball, bro?
I could hit the ball, and that's the only thing. That's like the only thing that's the only time something would happen. Eventually, someone would hit the ball.
Hit the ball. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Not even the other half. Here, you go for it. Not even the other half of the game. It's literally, I want to say less than 5% of the game something's happening. In my head, that's what I remember. It was just like you're either sitting on the bench waiting to hit the ball, or try to hit the ball, or you're wherever your position is
and
waiting
for someone to hit
the ball. and then even worse, because when you're out there, even if they hit the ball, probably not going to be in your direction necessarily. And then a lot of times they hit the ball. You need an opener?
And it's not.
I got it.
Oh, look at you.
If they hit the ball, maybe it's in your direction, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a foul ball or whatever. Like
maybe it's a home run, which
so much
makes it fucking shittier.
Yeah. Like when things happen, it's exciting, but when it doesn't, and that's a majority of the game, in my opinion, I just was so bored. And going back to what I was saying earlier, I've always been the active person where I'm like, I need to be doing something. I can't not be doing something.
So that actually makes a lot of sense now that you bring it back. This is actually really good.
Thanks. Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and pause this real quick, but this is the other beer that you brought.
Cheers.
Sam Adams Winter Lager.
Here's your wine. Are you even drinking your wine?
That's
I saw this the last of the wine.
Salud.
Let me taste it.
cheers. Yeah, that's pretty tasty. I don't really like Sam Adams all that much. Yeah.
I talked into my beer. I do that a lot.
Yeah, I kind of just did the same thing.
In the 5 years of doing the podcast, I kind of want to count how many times I've talked into my own beer. It's been at least 20 times.
We got to go back and go through the footage. Yeah, go through the footage and find it. Make a whole montage of yours.
Yeah. Like I think I just need to start drinking the beer with the marker next to it.
That's why you have the mic stand, so, huh?
Oh yeah. And for us, like, I mean, it took a long while for us to like upgrade our gear. For a while, like we got Patreon, then we got like people supporting us, and finally, once it kind of just, I guess, fell down to where I was not pretty much the major caretaker of the podcast, producer. Let's say producer.
Yeah, it's pretty much what you are.
I was like, you know what? I just want to have a good show and not to worry about all this shit. Like we had the mics fall down all the times when they were the desktop mic stands.
Yeah, I remember
like
that.
people's beers would spill over the place, and
sorry about that.
it's all good. But I was like, can we just have a nice fucking setup? So I got the ones that clamp to the desk, and you can just like they're suspended in the air, and you don't have to touch them if you don't want to. And just better cables and better stuff.
You know, we have that stuff. I just don't like using them, to be honest.
What, the mic stands?
Yeah.
Are the clip-on ones?
Yeah, actually, it's the same. Almost the exact. Yours is obviously better quality, but it's it's the exact same thing. Yeah, it clamps onto the desk.
Yeah,
and it's got a claw and everything, and you can rotate it, spin it around.
Well, for us, it helps. Like we have this central table. We've always had this central table, no matter what. It's always been a different table, but there's always been. We want to sit there. And like
you're sitting around a table sharing a beer, talking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we tried it on our couches, on couches, and we didn't really care for it as much. I remember even when we were in the studio, we did it on couches, and I was like, this is kind of awkward for me personally.
Yeah.
Actually, it looked like you guys had your own battle stations in the fucking studio. Like,
I did like that.
Yeah, you had your mic stand with your TV tray and your note with all of your notes on it. Ryan was over on that couch, and he had his TV tray and mic stand. Then.
If you wanted to see back, because I think on our YouTube channel, which shout out to D. Rotten because he's been helping out a lot. Like he'll take the episodes that we do live.
Yes, he does great work. Thank you, D.
And then he'll put it with the audio, and then he'll upload them on the YouTube channel, which are just a great archive or whatnot. But in the very, 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 very early days when we didn't even have live streaming, I don't think that was even a thing on Facebook at least.
No, it wasn't.
We didn't film them. But we tried, and we went through all these trial and error type things where we found out that even though we all had cameras, they were all DSLRs or something like that. And then DSLRs are literally programmed to fuck you over and not let you record past like 20 minutes.
Shit.
So it's you have to get a legit like
an actual camera.
video recording camera, just that, which is like $1,000 each.
Yeah.
Or a really old shitty one, which is not fun. But we did do at least one where we did exactly what we wanted the show to be, where we had different angles and we cut it and we synced it with the audio, and that took like a month.
Yeah, and that's a lot of work for
Because
a
no one,
show.
none of us wanted to fucking edit. We still don't. I hate editing. It's my least favorite part of the process. Exactly.
Yeah, I feel that.
And so none of us. Yeah, it just so happened we didn't have any editors. None of us wanted to edit it, so that never came to be. If we had someone that was in the group that was like, I'll fucking edit it and do it. Bro, you best believe we would have ourselves a cool YouTube channel, but I don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and it's a big pain in the ass.
It's true.
I tried doing fucking around with like editing and everything with iMovie and whatnot. It's not cool.
It's a lot. But
Yeah,
thanks
plus-
to you, Rotten, for putting our shit together.
Oh, Absolutely.
Yeah, D's doing the
I was
Lord's
saying,
work.
Going back to the editing too, like I don't. It happens with technology. I don't understand why. In theory, technology is supposed to be you put the same input in, you get the same output out, or whatever. You do one thing and then another thing, and then it comes out. It's math. It should be math. But so many times, you do the same thing that you've been doing for years. It just doesn't work. Like it just you have a brand new problem that just is not working. And I remember there was this one time where I just fucking lost it. I was trying to edit it and I synced it all up, and then I came back to it and it was out of sync. And I couldn't figure out why.
Why? Yeah.
I would try to sync back up, out of sync.
Probably because something either like hit one key and that little key just pushed everything so far away.
I am not the most tech savvy. I'm not completely ignorant, but I definitely am not the most tech savvy. I'm just like, fuck all this. Fuck it all.
So
I
definitely not an editor. Yeah.
I appreciate this. This is going back to the whole thing I was talking about, passions. I'm like, fucking, if you're an editor, you're a tech person, and you love it, fucking good for you. I hate it.
I will be your friend.
I will be your friend.
I will give you stuff that you can edit.
If you're an amazing baseball player and you love that game, good for you. I don't, but I'll be your friend. Like that's just the thing is I have different passions than other people, and that's I think one of the things that I like to like cultivate in relationships, especially like I've always had a business mindset, and that's always a thing that they say in business is if you're going to grow a team, it's make friends with people that are good at things you want or are passionate about things you want.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's just smart marketing, though. That's just smart business right there.
Word.
So definitely not an editor. Obviously a
Definitely
podcaster.
Yes.
But also you act as well.
I do some of that thing where I say the words.
You stand in front of a camera and say words.
I say words.
I mean, it is camera work, right? You're not doing Broadway or anything.
I've only done plays in high school, and while that is where I started my acting career,
I feel like that's where most of us started.
Yeah, a lot of us. I definitely haven't found a passion in it in live plays. I think it goes back to what I was saying about I need to always be doing something, and that's not entirely fair because there's a lot of waiting around doing nothing in on camera acting too. But I just feel I don't know. I just remember it being such a tedious process with such a large ensemble that sometimes
I guess
you would have to be there exactly as long as everyone else and say one line.
Yeah.
Whereas I think more so in like in acting, if I'm in the majority of the film, short, commercial, whatever, then yeah, there probably will be times where I have downtime, but I'll be prepping for something else. I'll be doing something else eventually.
Yeah.
Or at the same time, if I have just a small amount of things to do, I'll come in 5 hours, knock everything out, and then go.
Yeah.
Like I love that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. Like I've done guest spots, and I'm just like, hey, what's up? I'm here to do things. Like, all right, we'll do all of your shit, and then you can go. That's great.
Yeah, that sounds like the better gig, just to show up and be like, all right, get my shit done. I'm out of here.
That and to me, being creative, I like to do different things. And
you feel like in film, that's a little more.
In film, you get the ability to give so many different things and have them possibly work out. Like, I mean, it's always up to the director, but I guess in stage, once you're out there in front of the stage, in front of the audience, whatever you choose, that's what they're gonna see. And it's entirely different. It's so much stuff that I would say has very different intricacies, but I love being on camera. I love doing voice acting. I might also love stage again. I literally haven't done it since I was 17, 18 maybe.
High school? Since high school,
yeah,
much?
that was the last time I did a stage play, a full-on production stage play.
So how many productions have you done so far that you think?
You mean
what
you mean
right
projects?
now? Yeah, projects.
A good amount. I mean, if you count different episodes, different shorts, commercial stuff.
Is one of those that you're crediting Snake Snacks?
Yes.
What?
Snake Snacks is is probably what I'm most famous for.
We can actually watch that right now.
Good. If you feel like it. Very, very, very early on,
This is gonna be the best.
I feel like I've shared it with almost everyone.
Yes.
But so.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. Very early on in my acting career, like early on, I did this thing to get an agent, and it was like a little competition type thing.
Oh my God, I remember this.
They had it at the mall, and I was probably 18 or 19 at the time, and I was just kind of trying things out, and they were like, "All right, just pick a monologue, do a thing, and then we'll see if we like you." I did a monologue, the monologue from Hamlet that everyone does, to be or not to be type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. I got the thing, and
You actually got it, really?
yeah. And so they gave me
From this fucking video.
no, not this. The monologue.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So from that, they gave me. I paid for them, but with all their people headshots, and they gave me access to their database of work, basically. And so one of them was this guy who, I don't know if he's still doing it, but was doing like his own weird sort of skits, and they all had the premise of mentally unstable people. And
So you're supposed to be a mentally unstable person?
yeah, but the thing is, like, and here's the whole thing about pitching someone and execution. The way that the script read and the way that he told me, like, it sounded really cool, kind of like a fever dream sort of theme. And if he did like,
This is beautiful.
if he did stuff that would, like, much more cinematic and much more like you understand that this person is not right in the head type of thing, versus this where it just looks like any of us with a camera. Just filming our buddies.
The quality is definitely Jackass-esque.
Yeah, like, this is not.
You know?
I feel like that's what makes it awesome.
Well, in my opinion, yeah, it's like that. It's just
If anybody
As
listening
young as
later,
you are, you
it's
actually
not stylistic, like
as
not
long
the
as-
style that I was thinking.
if any of us wants to check it out, it's called Snake Snacks.
buck wild.
Buck Wild.
Yeah.
If you look that up.
Which I did a thing, I did a character, but then even like throughout the
Yeah.
fucking thing,
So what is your
I have an
character
accent.
again?
So my character is essentially a mentally unstable person who thinks he's like the crocodile hunter type person. Basically, he's going after animals, but these animals are inanimate objects.
I like how you're asking if that's what if that's what.
So
it
I remember
is.
there was two scripts that he showed me. There was cable snakes, which are fucking
Which
jumper cables.
Yeah, you're actually playing with jumper cables right here.
And shopping cart like bowls, essentially. And
A shopping cart? What?
bulls, like they're like bison or bull, like, you know, like
Oh, like it's a bull charging you, but it's a shopping cart.
It's a shopping
yeah,
cart.
exactly.
Okay.
And so that, I think that was the one we were gonna film where I told him, you know, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because it was all the way out in Simi Valley.
Yeah.
And
That's
driving all the way out there for this was not fun at all.
Is that where this was too? Or
Yeah, I drove
oh
out
my
there.
God.
Because
I feel
obviously
like-
I have no problem driving out for
So
work.
how old were you when this came out?
18 or 19.
18 or 19? Okay.
There's no reason why you couldn't film that in Omani in your front yard.
No.
Absolutely. Well, he was based
He
out
was,
there.
yeah. He's the guy who...
And again, like if he had a there's so much stuff that you could say sounds cool,
Mhm.
but if you don't execute it right, not.
And
It's
this,
very
yeah,
not cool.
Yeah, and this was not
Like think about
executed right.
any of your favorite movies. What's your favorite movie?
I love this shot right
What's
here.
one of your favorite movies?
Shit, right off the bat.
Watchmen.
Yeah, probably Watchmen.
Yeah, think about like if any of us tried to make a Watchmen thing. That's essentially what
yeah.
Watchmen could be amazing.
A poor man, yeah.
But then if you just
poor man's
don't
Watchmen
don't
movie.
do it in a certain like think of all the movies out there that are amazing, but people still hate on them.
Yeah.
So this, I am not throwing shade at all. I'm just saying this is not what I thought it was going
Oh
to be.
no,
and so
it is
like,
definitely.
Oh, I think this is perfect.
Yeah, it is definitely worthy of shade. So I
As-
think it's very adult of you.
as literally my very first time on camera as an adult.
So,
As
yeah.
an adult trying to be an actor, this is not the worst thing. I think,
Oh no, I think
if
this
anything,
is
I feel like I
funnier.
committed pretty well.
No, yeah, yes. You, oh my god, that's a great. Yeah, there you go.
Aggressive with him. Sometimes I get this killer look in my eye, and I'm just ready to go, locked and loaded. I almost crushed
Like
the poor
he
thing.
gave me
Boy, I had to
directions,
let
and
it
I was
go.
like, I'll fucking go
Dude,
head
that-
on with
and
that
your
direction.
accent is like a weird southern,
Southern
like
Australian,
yeah, southern
psycho.
Australian guy.
But I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that I'm mentally unstable. Like,
Yeah.
I could very well just be a random person thinking I'm like the crocodile hunter. So I do my best interpretation of that sort of accent or something.
Yeah.
Which I will admit slips in and out, and that's my fault.
See the catch 'em. Well, you got
Yeah, but for everyone that's not watching or that
You sound
can't
like
see,
an Australian cowboy.
Garrett is
Yeah.
fighting jumper cables.
Yeah.
Like literally fighting jumper
He's
cables.
like wrestling for
and
his life
Really
against
well.
jumper cables.
Losing? If you are losing, that is.
No, I've lost. I definitely the majority
Yeah.
of this. I think all of it. I'm
It's very
losing.
convincing. You actually look like you're being beat up by those fucking jumper cables.
Thank you very much.
It's honestly
Oh my god,
so
he just got clothesline.
Clothesline
I am a
by jumper
thespian.
cables.
A thespian.
I heard that about you.
But this is definitely going to go down in history. It's
Oh,
going
for
to be.
I
yeah,
feel like
gonna
it's
be,
hilarious.
It's one of those things that
bad.
like I mean I used to kind of like not really be that proud about it, but then I'm like, you know what? Everyone starts out somewhere,
Mhm.
and
I don't think that's a
But I
horrible
think
start.
no problem saying
And
this
w-
is my first thing I've ever done.
What I think too, I would love to see DiCaprio's like first ever production, or like, Jeff Bridges, or like those great people. Like I would love to see that. So the mere fact that yours is accessible at any time, it is on the internet forever.
Absolutely, it will.
Like
be.
so, eventually, when you do get there, it's gonna be like, dude, you want to see something great? Like
Yeah.
we've all known this great actor. Let's fucking see how great it is. Look how
Absolutely,
it'd be an inspiration, dude.
I
like,
100% own up to Buck Wild Snake Snacks. That's
Yeah.
me. That's me.
mhm.
I encourage everyone to look that up right now.
Go for it.
Definitely.
have fun with that.
yeah,
But no, I mean, since then I've done other projects. I've done voice work. I've done stuff which I
Mm-hmm.
definitely enjoy, and think is show I have some progress as a fucking actor, which is great.
what have been some of your favorite ones so far?
I mean, I always have fun on Malvolia, which is like a YouTube series that I mean I know you know it, but I'm just saying for the podcast, it's like a fun little like YouTube series that's very tongue in cheek, sort of horror comedy. I did a short film called That Night where I got to actually be more dramatic, and it's like stepping stones on stuff that I've done. Where now I'm actually writing something where I'm hope to also stretch my acting skills as well.
Stretch your wings.
Stretch my wings.
Stretch your little
Exactly.
wings.
One day I will fly.
Hey, I think I heard that somewhere.
Maybe
Huh.
you too. Maybe you too.
Little reference right there.
But no, I love that. Like, I mean, I definitely like since then. Obviously, I stopped. I thought I chose a different career path, and I didn't act until maybe 3 years ago. 3 years ago was when I really was like, maybe I do want to be in the entertainment industry or whatnot. I got cast in a short film that I wasn't sure I could do, and then I got encouraged to do more. And so I
And now
found out
here
that I
we
like
are.
it. Now I hear him.
That's kind of how I
Yeah.
felt about that night, actually. That first one that I was cast in.
Right, because
in
you
case
guys were
anybody didn't
actually, you guys were actually
We were
cast together
What?
What?
in
Huh?
multiple things.
What?
Yeah, that's what kind of happens when you know the same
Mhm.
people. You work
Yeah.
with the same people. It's kind of
Yeah, I really
Mhm.
enjoy that, and I think it actually when you work with the same people and you do stuff, it does show range if you're able to be able to differentiate certain chemistries.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah, act a different way or be a different character in all types of situations. But as long as it's the same people, you see exactly how diverse each person is, like their
Yeah.
range and everything.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of like famous actors and actresses that I've been in multiple movies, but completely different characters.
Mhm.
That
I guess an example of what I'm trying to say is those people, the Broken Lizard film crew.
Oh yeah, those
Mm.
guys. I
Like
love
the-
those.
yeah.
Those movies. They're super
But
fun.
if you see each movie individually, like each of those guys plays a completely different character.
Mhm.
But even though you see them in every single movie together, you're still convinced.
This-
You're still convinced by the performances
the
of
same
like,
can
oh
be
shit,
said
like
about like American Horror Story.
Yes.
Same cast every season,
Yeah.
new dynamics, and I fucking love that. I think that's where like one of my favorite actresses, Sarah
Mhm.
Paulson, super incredible in each season. She takes on a completely different role and persona in relationship with everybody. So I love that.
there's a meme that I saw about American Horror Story.
I haven't been keeping up with it. I haven't watched it for a couple seasons. I kind of fell off of it. Not quite into it as much as I
But
used to be.
it was like your typical American Horror Story, and it was like,
Sarah Paulson screaming.
yeah, it was just Sarah Paulson screaming.
Yeah,
It
she
was-
does. I mean,
You guys would know something. I haven't seen a single episode of any season of American Horror Story.
really? I
Yeah,
mean,
you
you
don't
don't need to
really
watch
need to.
all of
Yeah,
them,
you
but
don't
there are
really
a couple
need
that
to.
if you want to
Mhm.
get into it, there's a couple
a few
that
seasons that are good. Season 2 is really good, actually.
Asylum is that
Yeah.
the one? Yeah,
Mhm.
Asylum's
Season
really
2
good.
is probably the
Season
best
1 I heard is really good. The Murder House.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, I think those are
Just
probably
watch
the
season
best.
2.
We are in an unprecedented time where watching content is just so easy, and there's so
much.
good content out
Yeah.
there.
It's all
that
good.
It's very difficult to keep up with multiple things. Whereas like 10 years ago, you could always be
Hey.
like, "You guys see fucking Lost?" Everyone said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like, you guys watch Watchmen? Like, no, I heard it was
Nah,
good,
I
but have
heard
you
it-
seen
yeah.
The Mandalorian? No,
Oh,
I heard
I
it was
haven't
good.
checked it out.
No, but have you checked out fucking
Man in
American
the
Horror
High
Story?
Castle? Yeah.
Man in the High
Because-
Castle? Fucking all this stuff, which is all
Fucking,
great.
there's
It's
you
so
living
hard.
with yourself, Ozark. There's all
Yes.
all
So
good
much
shit.
content.
So much
Breaking
and good
Bad.
stuff, which
Mhm.
I mean is great. As someone who's in the industry, I could only dream of being on any of these shows. But like, as someone who consumes, there's so many things that I hear of that have been going for years,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd never even heard once. Like
Yeah.
I recently, this past few months, caught onto a really funny show that I didn't know existed, but apparently it's in like fucking 5 seasons or 6 seasons. Schitt's Creek. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I fucking love this show.
Yeah.
And you
So
get
I've
into
been
it.
I'm binging that on Netflix recently, but I'm like, it's just keeps going. I didn't check how many seasons there are. I heard that they just wrapped filming their last season, but it hasn't aired yet.
Yeah. Is that an original? What is that?
Not a
air?
Netflix original. I
No.
don't know exactly where it airs originally, but it's
I think
so
it was one
funny.
that Netflix picked up though. Like
Is it?
yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was like on
I remember. Okay, so in the when it starts, it's like pop original. I don't know what that means,
Mhm.
but that's the only logo I can remember in the beginning.
Mm-mm.
And then of course,
Wouldn't be able to tell you that
I've
one.
been watching The Good Place. The only CW show that I've held on to is The Flash. I've
Okay.
fallen off everything else.
Green Arrow and everything.
Arrow, I fell off. Legends of Tomorrow, I never fully got in, to be honest. I was like,
yeah, I mean
it's-
either. I know
it was one of
couldn't
those
get into
things that I'm
those
like, it's so
shows.
kooky, which is fun, but I have this weird thing where I need to have certain logic,
Mhm.
or at least a rule set up. Like, if you explain why this works in your universe, great. But there's been so much illogical shit where what worked before didn't work now, or what shouldn't work now works now, and it's like, okay, this is making things. It's making my mind go boggles, and I'm like, I can't follow it. I don't want to follow it right now. But I get it. I think it's like their version of the Doctor Who. or something like that, where it's
okay.
you just get to go in different dimensions, different time, and aliens and fucking all this really cool shit, which is awesome. But I'm not following it. And right now is season 1 of Batwoman, and I'm keeping up with that so far, and I'm having fun with it for the most part. We'll see where it goes from there.
Where it picks up from.
Yeah,
Because all that Crisis on Infinite Earth shit is like,
bruh,
Bro.
that looks good.
yeah,
Sounds
looks
good.
yeah, it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, it sounds good, and so I like that the crossovers don't make you have to have watched all the other shows necessarily. You just kind of have to have a basic understanding of like,
Where they're
okay,
at. Yeah, like
the legends are these people, the Arrow guy is that guy, and now they're all facing.
and now
a
there's
big-
25 Batman.
Yeah, no, but yeah, but
25
the cool
Batman.
thing is that like I didn't even realize how much other content they had. Like they're pulling stuff where you have the Superman from a movie, but basically his Kingdom Come. He plays the Atom on the show.
Yeah.
He plays a different DC character, but he did play Superman, Brandon Routh.
Yeah.
And now they're bringing him back as Superman.
As
Though
Superman,
I don't
but
believe I don't believe it is that specific universe's.
It's not. It's
Superman,
It's,
yeah.
it's actually a
It's
different
Kingdom
one.
Come
You're gonna have to
esque.
plug it in on that side.
Kingdom Come-esque Batman
You gonna unplug your
or
phone?
Superman. But then you have Smallville, fucking Tom Welling
Yes.
as Superman.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be good.
You have the voice of one of the most iconic Batmen,
The Batman. In
Yeah, a lot of people's
most
the
people's.
Batman.
Yeah, he's the Batman.
Kevin
like,
Conroy, who you will know from
Batman,
most
the
of the
animated
animated series, and most of the animated
series.
stuff.
The-
But he's playing live action Batman,
Mhm.
which is going to be interesting.
Which is the first time ever in his entire career.
Mhm.
He was never a live action Batman.
So I'm super excited about all this stuff. I'm very much about this multiversal stuff, and I think that's my I really like that about the Flash. They do a lot of multiverse stuff. They have an ongoing sort of
Flashpoint, right?
Not necessarily that storyline specifically. They kind of did a thing, but they didn't really do it that much
That
justice, in my
justice?
opinion. Like
Okay.
it was like a tiny thing.
Yeah.
They said the word Flashpoint. I'm like, okay, he redid a timeline. It's not
Yeah.
really Flashpoint. Flashpoint was an epic, different thing where you went to an entirely different timeline, and so much was different. Versus like a few things are different, but it's okay. We don't need to talk about that. I don't know why they didn't do as much as they could do with it, but whatever. But they do a lot of things where they bring one actor back so many times because they just bring him from a different universe.
Really?
Yeah. I forget the actor's name, but he plays Wells in the original season 1. He was like Dr. Wells, and then season 2 he was like a different Wells, and then it was like Sherlock Holmes Wells, and then like Pluto Nash Wells, and they just bring him.
They just
from
keep bringing them back, but
different universe, a different multiversal universe, whatever. But it's super fun. Like I definitely am having some fun with that show. But for the most part, I try and watch movies, but I want to focus on work, and so that's what I do. I go to my, you could call it survival job, but it is my job, and it's where I make most of my money. And then when I get home, I work on my passion, my career. I write. I plan the future of what I'm going to do. I try and get acting gigs, all that stuff.
So what do you got coming up then? Is there anything that you can talk about right now?
I was actually talking with Amanda in the kitchen that I do have something big coming up for early 2020. The first of the roaring 20s, everybody, that I am not ready to announce yet.
Okay.
But it's cool stuff.
But yeah, there's some talk right now. There is some buzz.
There is some buzz.
I totally get why. I feel like because it's such in the early stages, you kind of want to have a something before you start talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. But it is definitely in my field that I'm saying. This is my industry. This is the one I will stick with. I am not going anywhere in the entertainment world. It's something that I've realized from being a kid. I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I like to be that person, no matter what. And so that's where I will go. But at the same time, I do have a business acumen. I have other skills, and it's up to me to utilize those and hopefully better the world to try and do something that I like to do.
Amen. Here.
Well, congratulations on your future endeavors and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers. All right.
Don't we have a clinking glass sound effect? I think we need to get
I
better
think
at
we
using the soundboard.
I know. I need like another. There you go.
Yay. We actually,
Oh, yeah.
So timely.
All tiny and everything too. It's just a little. Yeah.
we actually
There
just
you
have
go,
that.
bro.
I did a.
I was like, let's say, bring it back.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
What
That's
is
a
that
good one.
from?
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like this is the man.
Hi.
Dude, is that me? I just do
No.
that.
The drag queen thing.
Yeah, this is. Shut the fuck up right now.
Okay, nice. Boom, boom, boom.
And then we have a couple random ones like a door opening and
Yeah,
knock
we
on
were.
the
Yeah,
door.
we were fucking around with it.
I had
and got
a
some-
I had a project for a
project.
class that I did, and we just basically did a podcast, but we read the script in character
Mhm.
and added sound effects.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Dude,
was
we
pretty
should
cool.
do a little project, a fun project where we
like an audio
audio
podcast.
audio play yeah,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Like a radio show?
Have you ever heard the Wolverine podcast?
No.
There's a Marvel Wolverine podcast, and it's actually really good. The episodes are like 15 minutes long, but it's all audio stuff, but it's actually cool. It's actually pretty entertaining. I listened to it, and I liked it. I dug it.
Nice.
I dug it. So what did you do this week? Do anything cool?
I know it takes a second. I'm thinking, like, what day is it? Where am I?
No, it's gotten really difficult with stuff like that.
So today is Wednesday. There was
Okay, so I recorded the latest episode of Humpcast last night, which you can watch live on our Facebook archives. It should be up on YouTube within the next few days. It is currently on most major audio podcast servers. So if you have what is it, Apple Podcasts,
Yeah.
iTunes, Music, whatever,
iTunes.
whatever the fuck they're calling it nowadays,
Spotify.
Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud,
Your
all
local
that
audio
shit.
streaming services.
You can catch that episode with our local Captain America, Steve Rogers, and myself and Ryan D. I've definitely been working a lot and writing some stuff. And I was telling her I just chose to do something pretty big with this last week as well.
Oh, so that happened this week.
Yeah.
Nice.
I definitely made the decision, and I've been doing a lot more. Like, I think most of my time, my free time, if I have any of that, whatever the time I've chosen is to make is to do research, because while I'm very big about you have to go forward and do something eventually. It doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt to research and try and do the best you can once you start.
Doing homework.
Do your homework, but definitely don't let it fucking stagnate. Like, if I do something, I'm not gonna just like or I'll do it in like a couple years.
Yeah.
It's happening next year, which is next month.
Yep.
So, come
Yeah.
2020, keep your ears and your eyes open.
Yeah, you can't wait for the
And your
people
legs.
on December 31st to be like, all right, I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those fucking people. Well, I had a birthday last week.
Yay!
Hey!
I turned, how old am I? 26.
26
Yeah.
years old.
Well, actually, we didn't even have an episode last week, too. So we also had Thanksgiving. What did you do for Thanksgiving? Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I worked.
Really?
No, so literally, like, it's weird. So I
that
mean,
fucking sucks.
my job that I get most money from right now is like I do work in a fine dining restaurant, but it's very like I'm very lucky to be able to have something that is so busy. I've worked at multiple restaurants where it's not that busy. I don't make that much money, and it kind of drags. This is
They're consistently busy there?
I'm consistently busy. I make a good amount of money. They let me have all the time that I want off whenever I have projects. So I'm really happy about that. I didn't know. Because unless I request a time off, I'd never know if I'm going to work or not. And so on Thanksgiving specifically, I found out that I was working, but in the middle of the day. So
okay.
my family does this thing where we try and figure out what we want to do to get together. Do we want to do a dinner? Do we want to do a lunch? That day we decided to do both. So we would basically, people would start showing up at like noon, and then go all day, basically.
So double Thanksgiving.
So I was like, okay, cool. But at the same time, I like cooking, and they expect everyone to bring something. You don't have to cook it, obviously, but bring something. So I
Contribute.
waited. I waited till the last minute to see what everyone else was doing. I've done in the past the turkey, the ham. I'm very fond of making non-traditional Thanksgiving foods. Like I did crab rangoon and like lobster mac and cheese once, and
Lobster mac and cheese. That sounds amazing. That sounds fucking good.
This time I made a different version of truffle mac and cheese with just the lightest amount of truffle. Not everyone's the biggest like truffle nut, and so that seemed to go over pretty well. I modified a sort of recipe to give it a little bit more spice too, and I used a bunch of like fresh garlic in there, and so it was.
So you're really a cookie when it comes.
I
to
love cooking.
Yeah.
It's super fun. I love cooking, but it's definitely one of those things that I wouldn't do professionally for sure.
Yeah.
I know cooks.
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby.
Yeah.
I enjoy cooking very much so. Mostly for myself, definitely. But I enjoy when I know I'm gonna do like a party or something, and I get
A
time.
potluck or so.
I'll do something. But I think you probably had my turkey at some point. Remember when Ryan had that house in Rosemead or whatever, the big one.
Mm-hmm.
We had a
did you make it?
We had a Friendsgiving thing.
I didn't go to the.
Oh, you didn't go?
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't do the Friendsgiving one. I did Christmas. Oh wait, no. I think I was at the Friendsgiving. I didn't do the Christmas one.
Well, at some point I made a turkey for everyone.
One or the other.
I don't remember. There was a lot of people there.
I
and
can't
I know
remember.
you guys are always involved, so
Mm-hmm.
I just assume you're there.
Yes, we've known each other for a long time.
Yes, this
Yes.
is true. But yeah, so I enjoy, even though I don't really care for turkey that much. However, I just found a new recipe that I might try in the future, which is basically sous videing turkey breast in butter. And it is the fucking most delicious thing.
Nice.
It's tender and juicy, and it makes it so much better than a lot of the turkey. Even though like the turkey skin and the dark meat is a very big part of Thanksgiving as a whole, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
A butter sous vide turkey breast is still really fucking good.
Yeah, and it's still a fucking turkey. Who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares how it's good?
Exactly.
Well, speaking of recipes, as you know, my family does the broccoli casserole,
yeah, it's
which
one of my
is-
favorite fucking things.
which is
I ate it off the floor
legendary.
once.
Yes, you did.
Shout
Yes,
out,
you did.
shout out Ryan D's ex.
Yeah, she
'Cause-
fucking dropped it right in front of everybody's face. Served herself.
She was the first one, wasn't
First
she?
one to serve herself. Yes, she was the only one to serve herself, and dropped the fucking plate
Oh, I wasn't there.
on
huh?
the floor. No, this was way before you. This is when
Oh,
Ryan
so-
was living in what is it, Glendale?
Glendale.
Glendale.
Okay. So
I
the
can't hear again.
geez, fucking it up. So this was before
Keep going.
I came around. I'm
There.
assuming.
Nope. Go back.
Fucking fix it. Hello? Can you hear?
Only in my right side. Now
Can you hear me
nothing.
now? Oh no,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't hear. Wait, stop.
What?
Go ahead.
No.
God damn it.
Stop. Keep going.
I wonder what it is. Is it the
Stop.
cables or the? Now I can't hear.
Perfect. You don't need to hear. You're good. No, now it's only my right. I'll take the right side, I guess.
I guess
but
it's only in my right ear too.
Huh.
Annoying.
Sorry.
Fucking shit up.
annoy balls.
Oh, so we made broccoli casserole this year, but we changed it up a little bit.
Yeah, so we had the broccoli casserole. Wait, they never finished the why you ate it off the.
So
She drops
yeah.
it, blah, right in front of everybody's fucking face, and Ryan doesn't clean his floors, and he had Lemmy,
Yeah.
so
Just dog
That's
hair
rough.
casserole.
so
but
we
I came a little
scooped
bit,
it up.
I came late. You guys scooped it up and put it back in the pan or something?
yeah we scooped it up, put it back in the pan. Well, okay, I mean it's all cheese, it's all held together by cheese and
Yeah.
everything. It's the cheese,
Just like-
goodness of it.
Just like a rule
So,
that
yeah,
we
we
all
just-
know and love. If you get it all stuck together with cheese, it counts as one nacho.
Yes.
Keep going.
So we got it into the platter and everything, and we're like, well, we're not gonna fucking eat that.
it.
Yeah, we're not gonna eat that. And
Right.
then Garrett shows up probably about 15, 20 minutes after it had happened. Like, we're all serving ourselves. He's the
Uh-huh.
last one to serve himself.
He's like, cool, broccoli casserole's still here.
and we were like, no, you don't want to eat it because it fell. It fell on the floor.
Yeah, she dropped it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like,
But this is
I'm
literally
okay with
like-
this.
It was like, what, a week after you had gotten back?
Yeah, it was
like
definitely that first few.
the
yeah,
fir- like
yeah.
the
No,
first
it
couple
was,
weeks.
because I came
Yeah.
back. So I think it was Christmas, wasn't it? Around
yeah.
Christmas time.
Yeah, it was Christmas.
Yeah, so I had just gotten back within a week or so,
Mhm.
Yeah, this is when Garrett was in.
Yeah,
was
I
in the
figured.
big, the big house.
Yeah.
yeah.
and
he's
so I was like, I'm gonna eat
been-
it.
so he gave no shits and ate it.
Yeah,
And but
like,
dude,
I've
like,
seen some
but
shit.
everyone was just like, well, you know what? Yeah, go ahead, Gary. You can eat. You're allowed to eat that, all right?
And it was delicious.
But yeah,
You
we
changed
were
up the
just-
recipe.
Yeah.
So can you guess what we did to it? Because it probably won't be that hard to guess.
Well, what is the one thing that you can add to it to make it even better?
Broccoli, cheese, and bacon.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
We just added bacon to
Literally,
it,
yep. We added bacon to it this year.
Nice.
and everyone loved it.
Complete success.
Sweet.
Yep, it worked out really fucking good, and I think that's what we're gonna do from now on.
Good job,
Yeah.
you guys.
Mhm.
I mean, it is a little extra time consuming, but super good because we made a lot of fucking bacon.
It's.
I think we could have used more in there too.
It literally went from just being like an hour and a half process to a 3-hour process because we have to.
What did you do to the bacon?
We baked
Not
it.
3 hours,
We-
but
we baked the
we
bacon.
baked the
Oh,
bacon.
yeah.
What, strips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we baked the bacon.
Yeah, we didn't just add
Mhm.
bacon bits to it. Like we
No, because I mean, this is actually what I did to the macaroni and cheese. So I put made the mac and cheese, but I also made bacon lardons that mixed into the panko crust with some what the fuck is that called? The cayenne pepper.
You just said
and
it's blah,
garlic.
blah, blah.
Yeah, cayenne pepper and garlic. But I was like, okay, this is cool because I just saw the recipe online where it's like you just fucking chop up the bacon, toss it in a pot, and then like it'll essentially fry. And once
It'll
it gets
fry,
Up
yeah,
the raw
yeah.
bacon
yeah,
and throw it in
exactly.
there.
Once it starts getting close, then you put in the garlic and like herbs and then the panko
yeah.
crust, and then it gets like nice and toasty and shit. But yeah, I was like 3 hours, fuck. But you,
No, I mean, I
baked
guess-
it.
We baked the
Yeah,
bacon.
we
that's
did
why.
it all. We did it all the night before too. We made all the bacon the night before too.
And then
so
then in the morning we just chopped it up and
You baked the bacon. Got it.
yeah, we just had all the bacon ready, and then we just. Well, we could have used more. I don't think we.
but it was good. Yeah, we definitely
Christmas
could
time,
use,
we're doing
we
an
did-
extra pack of bacon.
Yeah, we definitely could use more bacon, but it was good. It was a complete success.
Everyone
Success.
really liked it.
Good job, you guys.
I was a little nervous too because it was kind of my idea to change it up. I didn't want his family to think like, oh, like she's coming in changing our family recipe, da 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 da.
Yeah.
So,
Because we know how judgmental my family is.
Yeah.
geez, I wasn't saying that. I just wanted to be sure because it could be sensitive. I don't know. Like, well, no, we do it this way for a reason.
You
and
don't
it's this
fuck
way.
with grandma's recipe, all right?
Exactly. I didn't want to
Get out, Amanda.
Get out of here.
I didn't want to step into
What
that
the fuck
territory.
is this? Bacon? Leave now. A man? Duh.
Pretty much. I was just expecting the worst, you know? Just be thrown out of the family, never welcome
Stop
back,
it.
all that.
Stop.
But I ran the idea by, I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to do the broccoli casserole this year as we always do, but I think we're going to put bacon in it. And they're like, oh, sounds good. Go for it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. I have the blessing. Let's go for it. And
But
it
yeah.
was a
the
success.
blessing
Delicious.
that changed the dressing.
Delicious. And then, I turned 26 after that.
Yeah.
We celebrated your birthday, kind of the tail end of Thanksgiving. We brought out birthday brownie for Matt.
Was it a
No.
No, it
special
wasn't.
brownie?
No. It was just a birthday
No.
brownie.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I gave him his gifts. Oh, you didn't even say what I got you for your birthday.
You didn't even say it, man.
Well, we had a Nintendo Switch. We have a Nintendo Switch,
Switch.
but we never had controllers for it, and so she got me controllers.
The Switch was given to us as a gift by our friends.
Yeah,
They were just like, hey, here.
literally here. Yeah,
What's
they-
it, what? Wait, not
we
like,
walked into the apartment. We said, "What's up?" And then he was like, "Oh, here, I got something for you." Turned around, grabbed the Switch, and then said, "Here," and put it in my hand. And I was like, "I'm not letting this go. You serious?"
Okay, so when you say controller, do you mean the
The
things
Joy-Cons.
The Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the little slides, the little.
Yeah, so what he did give us was the console and like the screen thing.
Mhm.
I didn't know that it was a thing without the Joy-Cons.
Yeah,
And
no.
I don't have
Yeah.
a Switch, but I've seen it, and I didn't know it.
Mhm.
So,
No, yeah, you can take the controllers off. You can take.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but why didn't they give you the controllers?
It didn't come with it for whatever reason. He bought it
Because,
off
yeah,
somebody. I think he bought it off his
Back alley.
brother.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mhm.
No, I think he said he bought it off his brother, and I think their Joy-Cons broke or whatever, so there was nothing.
Well, no, they had a Switch already, and
Oh.
you can sync up. I think it's like 12 controllers to a single Switch.
Okay.
So yeah, they just kept the controllers for themselves,
Got
but they didn't need the actual console itself.
So they
either,
gave us
so.
the console. And,
So Amanda got controllers, and now we have a working Switch. Yes.
Yay.
So we've been playing.
So wait,
Smash
have you
Brothers.
not been able to use the Switch since then?
No.
No,
Oh.
well, since we got it, No, now
Now we
I
use
can't
it.
stop. I can't fucking put the thing down.
There you go. I was
Mhm.
wondering why the fuck you have a Switch in your hand.
Yeah, I'm grounded right now. All right.
All right.
But also, she got me the rest of the Walking Dead complete series,
the
Nice.
comic
the
book.
comics, the
Mhm.
compendium.
A
Yeah.
compendium of comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I
Yeah,
got
it's
the
actually
last
right behind you on that bookshelf. If you can, the
Oh,
second shelf.
one. on the middle shelf.
Yeah, I think it's blocked right now.
It is,
but it's like
behind a
huge.
couch,
Yeah,
which is blocking the way.
Yeah.
The way is shut.
but it's like this thick, dude.
That's
Yeah,
what
it's
she said.
it's actually it's huge.
That's what she
It's pretty fucking big.
Oh, and then we
Thick,
saw
that's
Slayer.
good. Long, not great.
Mm-hmm.
Thick, that's ridiculous. But long, no good.
And we got we saw Slayer too.
Yes,
Slayer!
that was fucking awesome.
Slayer!
It was the last show.
Fucking Slayer.
And it was fucking
Right.
Slayer.
Nice.
It was really
I
good.
saw that.
It was a very successful show. No one got lost, drunk, or too drunk, or kicked out.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard of a story of anyone in your family going to a concert and none of that happening.
None of that happening. Exactly.
It was a
That's yeah. It was like
You're all old.
yeah.
I mean,
Although
yeah, Matthew turns 26. That's it. Everybody's fucking old.
I will say this: most of those were your mom, so I guess it's not. You
Yeah.
can't blame it all on old.
Mhm.
no, I think it was just a really cool, fun day. Also, we were in seats, so no one was trying to.
Who the fuck goes to see Slayer in a seat? You're
When-
sitting?
I mean,
Yeah.
when the pit tickets are fucking.
You make a pit.
Oh, we actually
Yeah.
did see that happen at the Forum. So you know how the Forum is set up? Have you seen shows at the Forum?
Probably. I don't know.
So it's basically, I mean, it has like the whole like arena thing. So everyone,
Mhm.
most of it is seats. Those are the cheapest tickets are seats.
It's like the
Yeah.
Staples Center, but shittier, but gooder now because they only do shows.
Oh, good.
So they have like on the floor, the front half of it by the stage. That's like an open general GA pit ticket.
Okay. So,
So that's it.
It's an
Mhm.
arena. It's not
Yeah,
like
it's an
all-
arena. Yeah,
Okay, got it.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why it's like it's like the Staples Center, but shittier, but gooder because they do shows.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's not
They specialize in shows. I should say.
It'd have to go through a lot of security to try to get to the pit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or you fucking knock the security out and then you get in the pit.
Yeah, it looked like some people did that.
yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
So behind where the pit area is on the floor, there's just rows of seats, and some people decided to just open up a pit right there.
Yeah, it just looked like somebody like kind of bull rushed in there, then like got into some seats, and then started a little scuffle, and then
Yeah, so it was just a big open area amongst all the seats where people were pitting.
Yeah, but it was real
I like-
nice and sweet. It was a good show. It was
It was
just
a
a
fun
great
time.
yeah, it was just a great successful show because nobody got hurt, and then Tom Mariah started crying, then I started crying.
Yeah,
and
it was
everybody
pretty
started crying.
emotional.
Why?
I had chills.
It's their it was their last show. That's why it was their last tour. It was the
And
last
do you guys
tour
believe
ever.
this? Because a lot of bands say that's the last show.
Well, no, it's their last tour.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
It's
their last tour.
their last tour.
Okay.
So they're not doing any more
And
shows.
kind of the way it seemed,
For right
it, does,
now.
it definitely did seem very final.
Okay.
I mean,
I understand the emotion that goes
Mhm.
into that.
It's yeah. I mean, it's yeah. It's them not playing anymore until they need money. Then they're gonna do another. Then they're gonna do a reunion.
no, I feel like I'd be irritated. Oh, last show ever. Da 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 da.
Yeah, that's
Like-
every band.
Oh
fan
yeah,
ever.
yeah. A lot of bands do that though.
Yes,
It's like
that's what I was saying. I was like, I think
Yeah.
Brian
Then
was
I'm
saying,
really
like,
annoyed that I
Motley Crue's doing another
bought a
fucking thing.
$45 T-shirt.
yeah, that Motley Cruise ship. They've only been gone for like what 3 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then like, but we need money again.
Yeah.
we can't.
That's
we
the-
love blowing hookers.
Yes, we did too much. Woo doo doo.
Woo-doo-doo.
Yeah, but so it was nice. It was a good send off for them. And then actually, you know this,
Are you getting
our
a
Uncle Dave, our
Oh, I did. Yeah, I found that.
Our Uncle
can-
Dave,
if there isn't enough for all of us, can I have one too? Thank you.
there's enough. I only had one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, our Uncle Dave passed away. He actually died
My condolences.
the night before. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, but the night before, so he died the November 29th is when he passed away, and then we found out the very next day on the 30th. So to pay tribute to him, we got a tall can of Steel Reserve,
Yes.
which is as you know, it was his preferred
Mm-hmm.
beverage. And yeah, so we cracked it and left it on the bumper for him, and had a nice little
You cracked it and left it there? No one drank it?
No.
I mean, no, they poured some out.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we gave him the
please.
cholo. Yeah, we gave him the cholo send off of pouring a little out for the homie. But we
And eventually they kind of poured. We all took a sip of it, and they told stories and poured it
accidentally
out.
poured it out into my
Nobody
mouth.
took a sip of it.
Nobody took a sip of it.
No, nobody
Oh.
took it. Yeah, nobody took a sip of it.
Amanda's like, I did.
I swear, I thought
I
someone
drank
took
like
a sip
half
of
of
it.
it.
No, God.
No,
I wouldn't touch
actually,
that.
it was just me, Ryan, my mom, and Lauren. We were the only four that, we held it, said a nice thought, nice memory of Uncle Dave, and then poured a little out, and then passed it around until eventually it was just all gone. But it was a nice little tribute, I think, that we had going on for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, I don't really know him. I maybe met him once, but I feel like he would probably have been happy with that kind of send off.
Yeah, I mean, he loved Slayer. He liked listening to.
Yeah,
him.
and just having
he's
people sitting around tailgating at a Slayer show,
Mm-hmm.
remembering him. I feel like he was probably looking down and smiling and drinking a Steel Reserve
Or
in
looking
heaven.
up. Hey.
Old 5-toed Dave. I've also come up with that nickname just now. Old 5-toed Dave.
Yep. Yeah. He only had 5 toes. That's why.
Yes, exactly. That's the reason for that name. I made that name up. No, I remember, I mean, talking to Ryan, obviously, it's like, I mean, I've known him as long as I've known you guys.
Look, D. Rotten didn't know that you're in the big house.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Quiet.
Have you even listened to Humpcast? Yeah. I'm a fucking felon. I'm a fucking demon.
I'm a fucking demon.
I know. I feel like he already knew that too. The demon part.
Demon part for sure. Yeah, I'm a felon. Hi.
Is it really a felon?
Yes.
Really?
So I can't vote.
You can't vote? Oh, shit.
Stupid. But it is kind of funny when someone's like, "Hey, can I talk to you about like this congressperson or like this
Like-
council person?"
Oh, dude, I'm going to
like,
start saying that now. Are
no,
you
like,
kidding
I'm
me?
a felon.
Yeah.
And no, I swear to God, every time.
Hey, can I
They're like,
talk to
"Oh."
you? No, dude,
like,
sorry.
That's the predominant response is, "Oh." And then if someone else is around, they're like, "Hey, can I tell you?" Oh, yeah. And I'm like,
I'm gonna start telling people that.
I've talked to a lot of people that are very politically knowledgeable, and they're saying that they're trying to get rid of that
You
because
say
it
you
is
can't
stupid.
get into Canada.
Oh yeah, no, that was the big thing. So
Yeah.
okay, fun quick story. It's not even like a big story, but it's something. So I was in Seattle when the 2016 elections were happening. And there was a big thing where I was like, fuck, if this happens, I might just jump over to Canada. And everyone's like, you can't. They're not going to let you in. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, sorry.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, since we're already wrapping it up, we're coming around an hour and a half, let me just get through my last segment, which is my sports segment.
We have
Sports,
segments?
sports, sports.
I'm going to
Go
go
team, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to head out.
That's my sports song. Literally.
Doing sports now. We're doing
But yeah,
sports.
we missed another week, so I'm just gonna do the standings and what's going on right now. Lakers and Jazz are facing off right now, but Lakers are leading the Western Conference at 18 wins and 3 losses. Fucking killing it, bro.
I do know that
you like
this
the
is
Lakers?
good for. I have actually going back to the whole jail thing. That
Actually, my cellmate used to
No,
play
that-
for the motherfucker.
That 8 months is the most I've followed sports in my entire life. That was the year.
Oh, there you go.
What was it? The Thunder, like that one guy, like elbowed the other dude in the face. You remember that?
Yeah.
Was that Meta World Peace or was that someone else?
No, it could have been Meta. Yeah, it was Meta.
He like elbowed someone straight
Yeah.
up in the face. He's like, "Fuck you!"
Yep.
Boom.
Mhm.
I remember that happening.
Yeah, he made a sick ass shot and he was
Um,
celebrating, and the guy bumped into him, so he blah.
And then someone asked me to pick a team when the football was going on.
The
And-
football?
Yeah, the football. And I was like, does LA have a team? And at the time, no.
No, yeah.
And so I was like, okay. So I'm like, what are the
The
teams?
Raiders, fool.
I'm like, are the Oilers a team? That's a name I know. They're like, no, that's hockey. I'm like, all right, cool. And so like they were listing off the things. I was like, I like the Ravens. The Ravens are cool, like purple birds. I like that. That was the year they fucking won the Super Bowl.
There you go. See?
I was their good luck charm.
I know. That's
There you go. Isn't that what every sports fan says? I'm their good luck charm. I got to do the thing.
well, speaking of football, the Los Angeles Rams are now fighting to be in the wild card. So that's something you can put in your book that you know about this year.
Wild card.
Yeah.
Woo! I don't know. What does that mean?
You're just getting excited.
Basically, they have a chance to get into the playoffs. It's their last shot to get into the playoffs. Yeah, so they're struggling this year. No, they're actually one game behind Vikings. So if the Vikings lose their next game and the Rams win theirs, Rams are in the wild card.
All right.
And then hockey.
Oh, hockey.
Sorry, it's not the Oilers, but the Kings.
The Mighty Ducks. Are those a team?
They're still a team.
Golden duck. Do you guys remember that cartoon with the golden duck mask?
Yeah, you mean the one that's on Disney Plus?
Is it on Disney? Oh, I gotta fucking watch that.
I think it's on Disney Plus.
The
Gargoyles is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember watching. I loved the Mighty Ducks cartoon. Was that like? Is that how many seasons did that do?
I think maybe 3, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, probably not even that. Maybe just 2.
Do the Mighty Ducks have a duck goalie mask?
No.
Well, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Lame.
That's why I'm a Kings fan.
The only Kings game I went to was the worst. We went.
You
I think
went-
we
yeah,
went
you
to
went-
Ricky's birthday or
yeah,
something.
yeah, I was gonna say, didn't you
And
go with
they got their asses kicked.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
they're
I got
still
really
getting their
drunk,
asses
so I was
kicked.
like, "Fuck it."
Their record right now is 11 wins, 15 losses, and 2 ties. So they're not doing too good. So they're facing off with the Capitals right now. Actually, as we speak, they're facing the Capitals. Yeah, and they won the Stanley Cup. They won the championship
Why is
last
that
year.
a name?
The Capitals?
Yeah,
I have no
It's
idea.
not a
Oh,
good
because they're
sports
from
name.
Washington.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Who names these teams?
Yeah, I
with
don't
them
know.
like the badasses, the Terminators, and blah, 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 versus
Dude, those teams would be. Those are way better
Capitals.
fucking names than.
yes.
Yeah.
Like I'll hand it to this. The Raiders is one of the best names ever. If
Yeah, that's
but,
yeah.
like, I'm just
Everybody knows the Raiders.
yeah. It's everyone.
Everyone.
I have today. You can mark it down. Is the first time I've ever heard of the Capitals.
Yeah, Washington Caps. And they're actually world champions. They won the Stanley Cup last year.
That's some bullshit.
Never heard of them.
So, okay, what's another cool name though? Like hockey name? Hockey-
Predators?
hockey- that's a fucking cool name.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But Capitals are the
The
better.
Capitals.
But you want to hear a lame one?
Sure.
The Maple Leafs.
Next story. Moving forward now.
The Maple Leafs.
And then I don't know if we talked about this last time. Did we mention that Cody Bellinger was the MVP for this 2019 season?
I don't think we did, but
Yeah. Well, Cody Bellinger was named the MVP of the 2019 baseball season.
Oh, good.
yes. So
Yeah.
at least we were winners in something
Wait.
this year.
yeah,
Of the entire baseball.
Yeah.
of the
yes.
entire baseball.
Mhm. For the MLB.
Like, there's one person that they're like, you're the best guy.
Yeah, he was the best player in the entire league. He was-
How do you
yeah.
even
Really?
do that?
Mhm.
How do you pick one? Like, I would imagine there's at least.
It's they go
300
by
players?
They go by batting average, bases, defense, like RBIs, stolen
STDs.
bases, home runs. Yeah, batting average.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. I mean,
Who? Cody Bellinger?
If you have less than 2 STDs, you're golden.
Yeah, this is all regular seasons. They don't count postseason. So the playoffs and everything.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they
well,
don't.
I guess we'll.
Yeah, they don't take that into consideration. This is all regular season.
I guess if you don't count the postseason, because I feel like he didn't really do much in the postseason.
Yeah, well, people choke in the postseason.
That's why I'm like, eh. That's why people are chanting MVP when we're sitting there postseason. Like, all right, come on, MVP, be the MVP,
Do a thing.
do the thing.
Just poking them with a stick.
Yeah.
Do
Do
it.
something.
With the baseball bat.
Do something.
Pretty much. So is that it for sports?
And that's it.
Sports, go sports,
Is there any
go
like
team, yeah.
okay? So like I know like LeBron is a person. Does he
That's
do
basketball?
anything cool? Is
I mean, the Lakers are leading the Western Conference, 18 wins, 3 losses.
yeah, but last I heard, I mean, which is not very recent. Like he wasn't doing shit, and I think that was because like he was just trying to do acting, and so he wasn't even playing fucking basketball.
No, it wasn't that. He just he performs better when he has a better team, and Lakers just did not have a better team.
He's like, until y'all are good,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be good.
it's essentially what it is because it's because
I-
because that's how he is. He relies on a lot of people to he leads the. I think he leads the NBA right now in assists. Like and what that means is that he sets up people to make shots.
That's good.
That makes sense. I can see that because he doesn't. He's just a big ass fucking dude. I feel like when I've seen him play, and this is the little bit that I do know him from just observing, but I feel like he's just so fucking huge. It's almost like he just barrels down, and they kind of like.
Yeah, when he has to, he gets real physical and more athletic and everything. Yeah, like the team that he has now, he has solid players that he has right now, so that's why.
LeBron is
like, dude, I wish that kid would
someone
fucking.
Ball. Is that still a person?
I wish he would say his name every single time. I wish they would let that kid
Ball
announce him.
Or no?
I wonder where that kid is now.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. I remember Space Jam was like, and starting for the Toon Squad.
Yeah,
Little mouse. They should have that. Yeah, they should have that fucking kid just like. And for the Lakers, LeBron James. LeBron James. LeBron James.
I think that kid is a Knicks fan. I think he's a Knicks fan. So when when that video went viral, and LeBron was still on Cleveland, when they played each other, that kid was in the arena announcing LeBron James' name. Yeah, so he did actually call LeBron James into
LeBron James. So
LeBron
if he's a Knicks fan, like, and also this bitch, LeBron James. But do they do that at basketball games? They announce the players when they walk on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. The Toon Squad.
I like how that's what you know about
baseball. Yeah, and then
It's
D-Ron says the Devils is another hockey team. That is a cool name.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, you didn't know you had a soccer, fucking hockey team. Baseball, soccer.
I got
there.
It was very well.
He's the devil.
It was very well executed. It'll go down in history as one of the best executed jokes you've ever done. That's for sure. And
I'm gonna go ahead and just use my own fucking buzzer.
Amanda. LeBron James.
The joke was there. I just failed.
Well,
all right,
fucking demon.
I'm a fucking demon.
I'm a fucking demon.
You don't know. You don't even know where that's from.
You not know where that's from?
She doesn't know where that's from.
I wrote that into the script as an homage.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Did you see what was it? It was a Halloween special. You were in it. She was in it.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't watch it?
What, the Halloween special?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw her part. Is that the part that it said in?
You literally. Can I show you at least my part after? Not during the show, but like after.
Yeah.
I choreographed a fight scene and I wrote the dialogue for that.
Oh, really? I didn't really pay attention. I saw the fight scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw the fight scene.
Cool.
But you said I'm a fucking demon.
I did that as an homage to Jason Lee in Dogma. Are you kidding me? I'm a fucking demon. Like they.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. She hasn't seen
Dogma was one of my favorite.
I just haven't watched it enough to fucking quote it.
No, Dogma was one of those movies that getting home from school during elementary school, it was always on Comedy Central. Comedy Central. And so
especially
I watched
at that time.
At least 10, 20 times. Fucking.
You know he doesn't make any money off that movie anymore.
Why?
It's a Weinstein Company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep.
He donates all the proceeds, that money, or that.
Yeah, he sends it to Women of Hollywood, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
So all the money that movie still makes goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, whatever he makes from that movie.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Garrett Lee.
Yes.
Thank you for stopping in. Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you.
It was a blast.
Thank you. We try. A little harder than we should, but we try.
Good. I know my jokes don't land, but geez, okay? I'm sorry. I tried.
No, I was just talking about the show in general, but yeah.
I mean, we all looked at you, but he was talking about the show.
All right.
I love you both.
All right. I'm going to head out.
You could always hear Garrett weekly every Wednesday on Humpcast.
That's true. And you can tune in live on Tuesdays when we record.
Mm-hmm. Just like you do with this show, you can catch his show also just on their page, Humpcast.
Keep your eyes and ears open for news coming in the new year, the roaring 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Old sport.
We'll definitely be plugging it too, so
Thank
just
you
let
so
us
much. Know. Yeah, maybe I'll come back.
Anything else you want to shout out, plug, or anything other than your butt?
Not currently. If you have a extra large butt plug, you can send it to my DMs everywhere at Garrett_AM Lee. And follow us on Humpcast on our show, or just check it out. Let us know if you fucking like it or if you hate it. Let us know that too. This guy said we suck dinosaur balls. No, that was awesome.
That's one of the greatest reviews I've ever had, in my opinion.
It was amazing. So please, yeah.
Well, thank you everybody that is listening. Thank you everybody that has been here for the entire time, and
thank you.
That's
guys.
finishing it. Thank you.
Thank you. And
thank
you.
And
you.
you.
The viewer.
And you.
And viewers like you.
Yes.
And contributions to your PBS station by viewers like
if
you.
you would like to send money to us, please do that.
But we're gonna take it out on a song that was sent to us by our good friend CJ.
Yeah.
CJ Gumar of Ice Bag Injury.
Yeah. They.
And
yeah. I saw them once.
Oh yeah, you were there at that show. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
God.
CJ sent me this song, and actually, it's called Double Life. The group is called Double Life. It's two hip hop artists from the '90s, actually, but it's like underground, dude. Like I try to Google these guys right now, and I couldn't really find. I tried to Google on them, and I actually couldn't find anything about them. Like I wanted to give like a little history thing and try to read up on them because this
But
fucking
there is
song.
none.
This song that he sent me is pretty fucking good. It's called Regiments, and it's pretty fucking awesome. I was really impressed by it.
Mm-hmm.
So he said that it's actually really hard to find their tracks, but luckily somebody uploaded it onto YouTube.
Okay.
So now people can
Like
listen to
Is
it.
it intentionally hard? Like what's going on?
It's just one of those
Super
really
underground?
super underground people
Well, I
that
mean,
just
this video
never
only has-
broke it. You know, they just never broke it, but it's really good. That's the thing. I was listening to it and I was like, "Fuck, how like."
You said they were in the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this video of the song only has...
It's not a video. It's just that's the picture. Yeah, like...
This recording only has 700,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
Barely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
8.6
I get more
thousand
views
likes.
on my Instagram story.
Ooh.
It's not very popular, but we'll take it out on this song and hopefully to spread the word out about these guys. Thank you again, Garrett, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody,
Amanda.
for tuning out.
And Matt.
We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
On another time.
Yo, drop that, son. Yo, these kids ain't knowing L.
Never knew, man.
Know what I'm saying? We about to show them. Double lifestyle. Raw elements.
Regiment of raw elements.
Yo, I gotta show my versatility. Genesee double life tribe with ill rhymes. And mine's killing me, the pain stops. Pound on heads just like raindrops. The same spot, same cops, same brothers and spray shots. These times are hard. In Sunset Park, they ain't no guard. Niggas get scarred and sprayed and played just like guitars.
We shine like stars.
My mind's cold like the polar.
But control of the mic is my planetary motivation.
With ill rhymes and beats, yo, I'm embracing.
Standing ovation
When I bring forth my creation
of raw L. Fill it in like filaments and get the gist. And this shit propels my wit to get loose and glide. I'm on a free Mumia vibe. So all I'm seeing just died. Tried to understand it candy. The straight away from visualizing the day. Dusty case, solemn dismay display the scene. Particles of partially hearted peddlers fit in my mental stream. Seems to me my mind cloud is gray today. The rain is on its way. The king's reign begins now. Bow and kiss my hand. I plant this in your temple above that pimple you had since puberty. Ain't none of this shit new to me. El Ronnie, who is he? From that crew that ain't in KPB. Beats and rhymes complete. Beats, sauce created lyrical treats. Now eat up all the meat and meat Genesis.
Mental vision spark like ism, verbal exorcism, double life tribalism. My wisdom's my religion, and in my prison, my brain's made of cells like a prison. Composition prevails. I make sales with mad commission. Fuck the politicking. Niggas on the quick to make $1 tipping. Talk about hollow tipping. I peep you Sunday style slipping. But the regiment of raw elements is a testament. This Brooklyn kid's blessing, ain't no question. Yo, investing.
Yo, I'm hardening the argument of all that shit deposited. Lyrical lozenges, fostering a monster blend of mental whims. L begins with a heck of impeccable twist, and that's a lyricist. It makes my eyes twitch, to which I stitch my niche in time to pitch my 2 cents worth. My crew dispersed to hurt, to dirt, and curse the persons on my nerves. My version's bona fide concrete, stone to roam to asphalt, sun-washed avenues to travel to and ear near you.
True, and now my mind is exposed, frozen in time and clothes where the music's composed. We live a double life, through the dreams I suppose. Put to death my force goals, and now my team is a rose.
With the time touch speaks, sublime minds peak. I thought I reached my apex, but age test and age less agenda make my splendor from the styles I craft. Path is mapped from the abstract to the cosmos, to artifacts to backpacks with head stack of unsung rhythms. I'm giving dig that, the jig's fat. Peeling your wig back with contact. When lips yap like that, you get trapped.
And what next, son?
Let's fade to black.
Double life, there's two sides, just like a Gemini. We signify, come together like the king and I, on a wisdom vibe. But stay focused, keep my eyes on the prize. Ill rhymes, dollar signs, move the vine with wise minds.
Double life, there's two sides, just like a Gemini. We signify, come together like the king and I, on a wisdom vibe. But stay focused, keep my eyes on the prize. Ill rhymes, dollar signs, move the vine with wise minds.
Through these strife times, too many brothers be making settlements, lacking elements, irrelevant rhymes, rebel shit. I know the truth hurts, but yo, I'm telling it. Record labels quick to buy your soul if you're selling it for real.
See, we the chosen few, exposing dopeness from our point of view. The expose will say the way it's ripped displays an ancient root, deep-seated from the tomb to build and craft the master plan. Raw elements, fam expands to withstand space and time combined. In and up, you'll climb to bind the spies who try to find a giant, an alliance, a broadening horizons, double life.
Enlighten minds, got lines that I design, steady scripting rhymes, living through forbidden times. Stay on the search for my soul, just like a Buddha to avoid the prosecutor. Live large, you're my producer, fuck the mainstream. Commercial kids be having daydreams of living a life, but on the under double life, struck with vengeance. Boy, y'all niggas pay respect when we cast our sentence, word.